Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's your main man, 360, the poet from the Morning Wood, and I'm here to talk to you about the Sci-Fi Center. It's your Vegas home for science fiction, horror, and fantasy. From comic books, toys, and posters to movie screenings and live events, they've got you covered. Located at 900 Cameron Avenue, Suite B209, give them a call, 702-900-4335, or reach them at thescificenter.com.
Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
What's going on, y'all? Las Vegas and all around the world. Welcome to the Comedy Cypher, Saturday afternoons, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Hot 702.5, the hottest station on the planet. We have another fantastic show in store for you guys this afternoon. This rainy afternoon in Las Vegas. It's been raining. It's like monsoon season out here in Vegas. We probably got 100 years worth of rain in the last week or so. It's flooded streets. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all driving these little Nissan Altimas, these little 4-cylinder cars, these puddles are not your fight. I see a lot of y'all stranded on the side of the road. Listen, just pull over and give up. Throw in the towel. When you seen Rocky and the dude was like, just throw in the damn towel. Just pull over your car to the side of the road, throw in the damn towel, because I see a lot of y'all stranded out here trying to do too much. It's raining, these streets are flooded. Y'all be safe out there. But we have a great show. I made it, and my first guest made it. We're waiting on our other guest to make it. And then we got our other guest, the interesting motherfucker of the week. You'll get to know her later on. Listen, I got a couple of updates before I kick off into the show and introduce our guest. So, as some of you may know, by now, we've pulled out of a lot of our productions here in Las Vegas with Black 11 Entertainment. We pulled out, or not pulled out, but we ended our run at Cork and Thorn this last week for a mismatch, which was a fantastic run. We've been over at Cork and Thorn. Shout out to Randy, DJ Tone Arms, Tony, all the staff at Cork and Thorn. We've been over there shooting mismatch since March. We've had a ton of comics come through, 3 or 4 comics every week, tear that show down. We had a lot of laughs, a lot of great times. But it was time for us. A couple opportunities had recently presented themselves. Well, not recently, it was something that I've been working on for Black 11 Entertainment for over a year. The ultimate goal for Black 11 Entertainment was to open our own comedy lounge somewhere on the Las Vegas Strip. And look at God, we have the opportunity to do that. So we decided to pull back on the production of shows at other venues. We have a lot of work to do over the next 90 days, hiring staff, booking out comics, overseeing the construction, renovation, raising the additional capital to get the spot open. But listen, Saints, we are coming at you. A tsunami of comedic tidal wave is coming to you, the Las Vegas community, from Black 11 Entertainment. So we are progressing. On that note, we decided also to pull out of our partnership or end our run over at Vegas Stand Up and Rock with our Bars and Notes show, which happens on Sunday evening. Tomorrow will be our last Bars and Notes over at Vegas Stand Up and Rock. And I want to shout out Matt, Joaquin, Leah, whole staff over at Vegas Stand Up and Rock for giving us the opportunity. We started our run at Vegas Stand Up and Rock and the run of shows back in January when I shot my first special, $1 Million Microphone. One of the best grossing shows, or highest grossing shows in the history of that theater. We came back in May with another Black Fridays where we had, a fantastic lineup, also an excellent, well-attended show. And then we came back in May with my second comedy special, Gemini Man. When your real N-word comes out, Gemini Man, the duality of your personality, the Gemini Man, you got to, navigate through this world with that duality so you can appropriately address all situations, and that's what the Gemini Man is all about. So that's coming to you soon, where you can get my perspective and my take on that. But bittersweet that we are pulling out of venues that we had excellent relationships with, excellent partnerships with. But again, when an opportunity to elevate, to scale your business presents itself, when your vision, what you've been working so long and so hard for, an opportunity for that to come to fruition, you'll be a fool not to jump on it. And we have an excellent opportunity and a way that we can change the game and truly do what we want to do for Black 11 Entertainment, or with Black 11 Entertainment, which was empower comics. Empower comics. And that's the whole goal of my company. So when I started this business, I've been in business for over 25 years, executive level positions, ran multi-million-dollar programs. And when I decided to go into the comedy business 4 years ago, when I decided to try my hand at comedy, ultimately become a comic, ultimately become a show producer, there was a point and purpose for why I started Black 11. And I looked at the game, I took a step back and I looked at the game and I said, the talent in comedy lacks equity of ownership. So how can I help the talent that's in comedy, which runs the whole shit? They lack equity and ownership. And then when I took it a step further and I started looking at Black comedy in particular, and I saw how Black comics control the culture of comedy. When you look at all comics across all genres, they're always stealing something or swagger jacking or appropriating something from ethnic or Black comedy and putting it in their acts and those types of things. But when you look at the state of Black comics and how we kind of have to, navigate those circles to get to the upper echelons, the better stages, and the things that could really be enlightening to our careers, we find ourselves consistently blocked by gatekeepers. And the only way to navigate around gatekeepers or not be blocked by gatekeepers is to go what I call the Tyler Perry move. And if I don't know if y'all remember the Tyler Perry speech he gave down, I believe it's at the BET Awards, when he was talking about why y'all was saying Oscar's so white, I went down to Atlanta and built my own studio. And Tyler Perry shoots his own movies. He tells his stories, whether you like his content or not. He tells his stories from our perspective, from our cultural relevance, and he empowers and inspires other Black actors and actresses and producers to do the same. So I'm inspired by that, brother. I'm inspired by people who own their production. I'm inspired by people who create a paycheck rather than go out into this world trying to seek one, because you are truly practicing what I call a level of career and spiritual transcendence, where you can take your gifts and create a lane and a platform of opportunity for others to learn from there. So that's just a little bit more of the backstory about Black 11 and what we're trying to do here in the Las Vegas community and the comedy community overall. So I thank y'all for y'all continued support. Appreciate y'all for coming out to all the events. We're going to be on a little pause here. You can still catch me here every Saturday on the Comedy Cypher. I'll be talking more and more about the developments of our comedy lounge. We're opening a comedy and live music lounge on the Las Vegas Strip. I repeat, on the Las Vegas Strip. Walk up and down the stretch of Las Vegas Boulevard and count the number of thriving Black-owned businesses you see. You'll still have fingers left by the time you finish walking from one end of the strip to the next. So it's a big fucking deal. And I'm proud of our accomplishments. I'm proud of the late night grind that we put in. I'm proud of both myself and my wife, the whole Black 11 team. Shout out to my girl Nori and my girl Stephanie, everybody who's been involved with Black 11, all the comics, everybody that's helped to raise our platform to the level where we can make this move right now. And I'm so extremely grateful and just happy that God is blessing us with this opportunity, and we're going to ride it till the wheels fall off, Saints. So that's the update on what's going on. Again, you'll hear me talk more about that. You can follow Black 11 Entertainment on all social. Stay involved with our movement. But we want to get into the comedy cypher and our guest today. We got a special guest joining us today, man. Only dope comics only. That's the only ones I book. That's the only ones that's going to come up here to the comedy cypher. You got to be funny. You got to be a dope comic. You also got to be professional. This brother embodies all of those things. I want y'all to show a whole lot of love, and welcome to the show, comedian Coy Cook.
What's happening, everybody?
What's happening, everybody? Coy Cook with the healthy beard. Look at him. Coy Cook is going to be on our Bars and Notes show tomorrow at the Oyo at Vegas Stand Up and Rocking Bars and Notes. He's rocked it before, man. So let's get to know him a little bit, man. How long have you been in comedy, Mr. Cook?
My whole life.
Whole life. You've been funny since a baby. You just pulled a diaper off and flung the shit around the room and everybody started laughing.
Wait, why is it funny when I pull my diaper off?
I guess you say your whole life. I figured you couldn't talk yet. You had to find an expressive way to tell a joke. So your whole life you've been funny and been into comedy?
Yes.
So when did you start telling jokes on stage in front of audiences and getting paid for it?
Probably about, let me see, maybe like 10, 12 years ago.
Okay, you've been a while, a little while. So let's talk about career highlights. What are some of the highlights of your career, 10 years in the game?
As far as, for me, highlights are consistency. So I've been a part of a couple of ongoing shows that have been very consistent. The first project I ever worked on was it was a weekly show. We called it Jokes with Friends.
Okay.
I take a lot of pride in that because that was like one of the most consistent shows we've had out here in Las Vegas, where we had a solid following and everything. And every Thursday, people would come out and they would just watch us. And the thing I loved about that show, which is why it's an accomplishment to me, is every week we had to write new material.
Oh yeah.
So these people came out, and you don't have to bring new material because some of my castmates would give them a hard time because they would not write new material.
They come with the regurgitated stuff that.
These guys were creative in their own ways because we would have different topics, and somehow, some way, these guys would find how to work these different topics around their same material.
Yeah.
So.
That's talent as a comedian. Yeah. I find comics who are able to do that, bring real life scenarios, situations, and always have a joke for it.
Right.
Or some type of topic that ties into it. That's dope.
Mm-hmm. So as far as accomplishments, I've been a part of a lot of really good shows. To the point now, I got my YouTube channel.
Okay.
I'm
shout out the YouTube channel. That. Where can they find it?
It's called Culture Vision. YouTube, subscribe, like, share, do all the free stuff. Got a couple series that I'm working on. I'm going to put on the YouTube channel. We do skits. So that's an accomplishment of mine. Something else. I got a show tonight that I produced that I'm hosting.
Okay.
The Fuck That's Funny comedy show.
Where is that?
That's going to be down at LVLV Gentlemen's Club. Yes.
Oh,
Gentlemen's Club.
Gentlemen's Club.
Yeah, but we putting the titties away till after the show.
Okay. Yeah.
After the show. Comedy titties first, then titties.
There you go. I like that.
That's how I like to get down.
Yeah. Well. Comedy and
yes.
It's funny. I'll tell you why it's funny later on. off air. Things I can't reveal. So let's talk about comedic influences.
Comedic influences, for me, I think like most people, first off, it was Eddie. He influenced me as far as like the movies. See, like I wanted to do movies, and he's been influenced as far as that. But stand up, as I got older, Patrice O'Neal.
Oh, good one. Shout out, rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Him. I would say Jamie, even though these guys who haven't done it in a while.
Jamie Foxx, man. No, he doesn't get enough credit for his ability to because he's so talented. Mm-hmm. Like this dude, I think, in terms of talented comics, Martin.
Yes.
And then Jamie Foxx right there. And they're like neck and neck in terms of talented comics. People who are just funny, like Bernie Mac, Eddie Murphy, they're just stupidly funny.
Right.
Eddie Murphy sat in this chair right now, you're going to laugh at something nonverbal.
Yeah, and he's like the one thing I wish I could do comedically that a lot of those guys do are the impressions.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not an impressionist. I would love to be able to contort my voice and do all those different things, but
I'll be trying sometimes.
Man, I can't. I don't know if I can't. but I just don't have. That's not one thing that I'm ready to do yet publicly.
Gotcha.
So
it adds so many other dimensions to your ability to tell jokes when you can go into character,
right?
Or tell a joke as a character and tell a lot of story jokes,
right?
Yeah. So I do the voice thing too. I got this joke about this white lady slapping her husband in the middle of Target, and I do her voice. And the crowd always love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I gotta, I try to. I want to do white people voices.
Do white people? I have another joke. See, we're gonna start doing this. Now you brought it up. It's on my mind. I got another joke about my wife having an excellent white voice. And my daughter, she called up. My baby was younger. She used to order her own TV shows off on demand.
Okay.
So she ran up the cable bill to like $4,000 ordering Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked.
Oh no.
So my wife had to call into the cable company, and she used the word snafu.
Your wife used the word snafu?
My wife used the word. Now, my wife from the west side of Detroit. She's a beautiful black woman from the west side of Detroit. I ain't never heard a black person use the word snafu. But we had a little snafu. Yeah. I was like, that's an excellent white word. So, yeah, you got to work that in.
I got to work that in. Got to work in my white voices.
Your white voices and your white words, man. So let's talk about, we talk about comedic inspirations and where you are right now, 10 years in the game. Where do you see your career progressing over the next 5 or 10 years? What do you hope to accomplish and knock down?
I'd like to tour a little bit. I want to experience all things with this craft. Like I want to tour. I know a lot of people that I know they're big on the special. Everybody's trying to do a special. Yeah. I don't know if I necessarily want to do a special, everybody wants to do an hour. I do something like a little sample of something. So tour, some kind of sample of a recording, and actually get my foot in the door as far as acting.
You bring up an excellent point about the comedic specials. I think I shot mine to be a marketing tool, and more so just to get jokes and stuff I've been working on over the years out there as a marketing tool to get more bookings and whatnot. But you bring up an excellent point about people wanting to do an hour special. I think, especially coming off the heels of the pandemic, socially, our attention spans have diminished to the point where I don't know if people want to really sit down and listen to a comic for an hour. In the comfort, like the live show experience for an hour, the time goes quick when somebody's rolling. You got 2 or 3 different comics on the lineup and everybody's funny. That time goes by like nothing. But even if you sat and watched like old school comedy specials now where they did an hour plus, man, like halfway 45 minutes through, you thinking about all the other stuff you got to do for the rest of the day. So yeah, you obviously got to be cognizant of that time. But yeah, your point is dead on. Get something on wax so you can definitely get your voice out there.
Yeah, I definitely would like to do that and do it like I said, an hour. An hour is a long time. I don't think people understand how long an hour is. And then you see a lot, and everything you said, our attention spans are so short now. So you can do an hour, you can do a solid hour. And then what are they going to do with that hour? They're going to break that hour into clips and reels. And it almost defeats the purpose of even doing the hour.
It's special, yeah.
You know.
I did my first one, close to an hour, 56 minutes. I think through editing, we chopping it down to like 42.
Okay.
And the second one, I purposely did not do that much time. It was jokes that I had that I did not put in the first special. So when I started scripting and writing like my jokes, I had like 40 jokes.
Okay.
I'm like, man, 40 different topics, themes. I did like an A block, B block, C block. And surprisingly, I remembered everything and ran through it and, got it all out. But I was like, that's a lot of material to put out and give away at one time. And at that point, to your point, I decided I'm never doing that again.
Right.
It's going to be bite-sized pieces.
You got to think sometimes. For my 20th birthday, I did an hour, and I invited, instead of going to the club and doing that, I was like, I'll just get this space, and I'll invite all my friends, and I'll put on a show. And I was up there for around an hour. But, like you said, you had your 40 jokes, and and you got to think about, there's things that's going to happen during the show.
Right.
There's crowd work and stuff like that. Unfortunately for me, for my thing, like I said, I did about an hour. But man, I had this lady up front who knew me personally. She showed up drunk and she was so obnoxious. She ruined the whole thing.
Trying to be in the mix.
Yeah, she wanted to let everybody know that she knew me. And I was like, man, everybody in here knows me.
They don't know your ass after today.
These are my friends.
Right.
These are my friends. We're all these are all acquaintances. You're not impressing anybody.
Special.
You're not cool because you know me. But yeah, so you gotta.
Who's this drunk lady? Where you know her from?
I used to frequent her bar.
Oh, okay.
I used to work with her, but I didn't work. But I was just at the bar so much I felt like I worked there.
Got you. She owe you some free drinks. Shout out to the drunk lady up front. She probably brought a roadie with her. Listen, let me drop the call-in number. Then we're gonna take a pause here. We're gonna come back with some more Coy Cook. Call-in number 702-551-5261. If you want to call in and talk to myself, talk to Coy Cook. I see some people in the comment section. My wife to my hey from Detroit. Hey Coy Cook, Nori shouting you out. She ain't shout me out. Forget you, Nori. Hey Coy Cook. Yeah, so let's take a pause here. Let's play some music, man, and we'll come back with more conversations with comedian Coy Cook. What's up? Welcome back. That was what is it? Tiana Shy owns Gas Station Studios here in Las Vegas. And what was the name of the song again? Come on. Lights On. Y'all go check that out. It was dope, man. I was listening to it, drinking water, sitting here chopping it up with the folks in the studio, man. Yeah, but y'all definitely go check that out. I love Las Vegas-based artists, man, and everybody, on their grind to get their art out, get their music out. So, yeah, drop that number again for you to call in, 702-551-5261. Call in and talk to us. Also, I see Nori in the chat. Finally threw me a sympathy. What's up? Forget you, Nori. Yo, shout out to my girl Nori. We went to an Aces game the other night for the first time, man. It was fun, man. Aces. Have you been to an Aces game?
I haven't yet.
Man, you gotta go, man. Listen, they got a crowd experience in there that's like no other. You know, obviously they playing great basketball, champions, but the crowd experience in there is like, as the young folks say, lit.
Okay. I need to get up there. I've been telling them I'm a procrastinator. I'm really good at procrastinating.
You're good at procrastinating.
I'm good at it. It's hard to get me out the house.
All right.
Unless it's for something like this or a show. Other than that, I'm inside.
Oh, we feel special up here at the Comedy Cypher. You came outside, especially in this weather, man.
Yeah. I've been telling myself for a long time, I gotta get to one of these Aces games. I'm not above being a basketball groupie.
Yeah, man.
Nah. Love to catch me one of them Aces.
One of them 6 foot tall girls.
Absolutely.
Put you in your place.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she posts you up though.
That's fine. She posts me up.
Coy to letting y'all know what he into. Any 6'5" women, your boy Coy Cook is available. You'll be performing tonight and tomorrow on the on Bars and Notes over at the Oyo. So y'all come by. Don't be the drunk girl in the front row.
Please
let's talk about hecklers, man. Since we got onto the drunk girl in the front row, yeah, that was a great heckling story. How do you handle hecklers or people who try to disrupt your show when you're rolling?
For the most part, now I try to ignore them because for me, it's real. I'm real easy to get off track. So
really?
you know, we can make this whole show about you, and you know, damn my set. So you want the attention, you about to get it.
Yeah, I hear that.
You know, sometimes you say something. Sometimes I don't say you, I say me. Sometimes I say things, and sometimes it pushes a button. You know, it triggers people. I've had people get walked out of shows because I made a joke, they didn't like it, and they just wouldn't shut up about said joke.
Yeah.
So security had to come get them, and I hate for that to happen.
Yeah.
But you know, people that come here to listen to you.
Listen, fans of comedy and people who come to comedy shows, there's a couple of rules, couple of things that we need to keep in mind. That comedy, the folks on that stage, this is an uncensored thought. You know, they're giving you a stream of consciousness with a punchline. That's why I always say comedy is like reality, truth with punchlines. And they're giving you their perspective. If you don't like it, shut up. Their perspective is 35 seconds. They moving on to another perspective. You know? So there's multiple topics that comics talk about it when people get in their feelings, as you just mentioned. And then they want to be vocal. Like, one, you're rude as shit because you're not the only one that purchased a ticket to said show. There's 100 other people, 200 other people, or whatever in that audience that are listening to comedic perspective. So shut up is what I wanted to tell you. That shut up and laugh. That's all you are supposed to do. Provide the laughter for the comics to or from the comics perspective that they're giving you on stage. You're supposed to, if it's funny, laugh. If it's not, just stare at them. They'll quit.
And wait your turn.
Yeah, listen. Silence is the ultimate sign of disrespect, rather more so than heckling. Like, let's say a comic is not funny and the whole audience sits there in silence for an entire hour. Oh, that video going viral.
That's awkward.
That's awkward. He gonna quit tonight.
Yeah, when you heckling, you can't win that battle anyway.
No, because the dude got a microphone.
Yeah,
and he's funny, and that's what they do. You know, that's what comics do. All comics. Did you start off coming up in comedy roasting or capping, as we used to call it back in school?
No, me it was storytelling.
Okay,
storytelling. So for me, it was I would just be around a group of friends, and I'd just be talking, just telling stories.
Everybody laughing.
Yeah, everybody laughing. Nobody else is talking. And I had a couple friends say, "Oh, you should go in. You know, you should be a comic." And I'm like, "Nah." I was like, "It's different when you know what I mean, when you go up there with strangers. You know, anybody can sit around their friends and tell jokes and be funny, but like to go up there with in front of a whole bunch of people who don't know you, and like you said, put your perspective out there.
Yeah.
And you know, pretty much hope that it hits.
Right.
You know, so it's a whole different monster.
And they laugh. Yeah.
So yeah.
Telling jokes to strangers is funny. I have people come up to me, especially like on some of my shows on Mismatch. I'm not, I built Black 11 to give up and coming comics opportunities. So people are like, oh, can I do a guest spot? Or I'm funny. Or people said I'm funny. Like, man, you will pee on yourself up there with them folks looking at you.
You get up there and that first joke don't go over.
You get hot.
Yeah.
Start sweating around you. It literally does. Tell me about the time you ever have any bombing stories.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Okay.
I got a couple, and it's just sometimes things just don't go over well. I mean, I don't know if it's the pressure of the situation or whatever. I know when I first entertained the idea of even doing stand up, I had some friends that we went out to some comedy show out here in Vegas. It was way out there in the boonies. I forget the name of the place. But some guys that were on the show was a guy named Gabe Nolasco.
Okay, I think, shout out to Gabe.
Gooch was on the show.
Gooch,
a dude named Jason Harris.
Okay.
Jay Reed.
Dudes.
Jay Reed was there,
yep.
and this is like when Jay Reed like first really started getting recognized. So you know, afterwards I kind of grabbed, kind of got Jay Reed's attention. I was like, man, I'm thinking about doing it. Like, what you have any advice?
Right.
And he was like, hardest part is getting up there.
Yeah.
So for some reason, like he told me that, so I didn't really try for like a couple years, and I started like doing it. And, Jay used to have a show over at the Plaza. So Jay's got his following. You know, these people who come to see Jay. And Jay's he's an animated dude.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah, me, I'm not so animated. So I think when I came up there and I went to deliver my stuff, it fell flat and it just didn't go over well. So I'm just up there. I'm like, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. I'm just like, oh, and it's crazy because some of those people have seen me before. So after I get off stage, the worst thing that you can hear as a comic once you get off stage is, what happened?
Yeah.
So,
you was funnier last Tuesday.
Yeah, they was like, what happened? That wasn't you up there. He was like, I don't know. It's just, I think it was just a little bit of everything. It was just like, seeing like that big of a crowd and then seeing somebody,
tear it down. He tore it down in front of you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've seen Jay work. You know what I mean? And so to me, like he's like a mentor.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so in my head I'm thinking like, okay, well, he finally gets to see me. You know what I mean? And then it's just like,
you wound yourself up too tight on that one. That was too many self-inflicted nerves.
Yeah, so that's what happens. Like, when it's early, you're early in it, and you don't get to, like people say, what was that? That wasn't you.
Right.
So that was.
That's a great learning lesson. So what did you do subsequently to not kind of get in your own head? Because that's what I'm extracting from that story. You got in your own head and it derailed your set. Yeah, after that, I just kind of realized that the reason why I even started doing comedy is because people pushed me to do it because I was being myself. So I don't go up there and necessarily try to be funny. I just go up there and I'm just myself. Yeah. And I just do me, and it just what got you in.
Works.
Yeah, what put you in there and what got you in there. What the passion was all about. I love comedy for that very reason. Different comedic styles and different perspectives. Different versus the animated over the top. Like you think about old school Arnett J. Yeah. I mean, to follow that dude, he's doing backflips and splits and all of that. Like, man, you follow that. You standing there like. Like Sinbad.
Yeah.
He ain't doing none of that. He gonna get you these jokes. Or like I watch a lot of old school Vegas specials. My guy was Red Fox.
Okay.
You got a chance, just listen, Saints, y'all want a comedy tutorial, just go to YouTube and watch Red Fox work Vegas lounge shows, club shows when he was here. Bro came out with a drink, with a cigarette, sat there on a stool and murdered.
Yeah, just kicked it.
For 2 hours. And murdered for 2 hours. Jokes, crowd work, and it's a whole vibe and it's an entire experience. So I like when people can command an audience like that, man. So let's talk about next big shows you got coming up. You talked about your show tonight. We got you on Bars and Notes. Anything else special coming up that people can catch you at? I
got a show on the 7th. Okay. It's at Siva's Hookah Lounge. September 7th, 8 o'clock. Yeah. That's the next thing I have going after these two shows.
Okay.
And then after that, I really don't think I have anything booked yet. I'm really focused on trying to get this. Yeah.
So listen, bookers out there, comedy bookers, showrunners, producers, man, how can they tap in with you?
Social media. So you can get my Instagram, comedian Coy Cook. If you catch me on YouTube, you can reach out to me on there. All my booking info is actually on my Instagram. So that's probably like the fastest way to get my attention.
Yeah, y'all
so
definitely
comedian Coy Cook.
Connect with him on Instagram. Do you post skits and all of that stuff?
I need to get more of it done. I'm really focused on my weekly show. I Said What I Said. So I do an episode every week. So that's the main thing. And I got this series that I'm getting ready to put out. Just wrapping up filming the first episode. It's gonna be called Nobody's Hero.
That's inspiring, man. I love comics who are diverse and they're doing everything from the stand-up to the skits, television specials, working on a special, film projects, TV and movie projects. So you stay busy and you stay finding a way to package your comedic insights, your comedic talent in the various different vehicles. So man, shout out to you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, man. Dope comics only on the Comedy Cypher. Let's pause and then we're going to drop some more music and move into our next special guest on the Comedy Cypher. Y'all remember to call in 702-551-5261 to the Comedy Cypher, man. You can check in with me. You can check in with any of our guests today on this fabulous Saturday afternoon in Las Vegas.
tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I'll always imagine that it's all fine, as long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Love got me feeling like I'm waking up, like a wish on a candle, a crown at a castle, like Cinderella, Ella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time. You gon' find them slippers in my size. Twinkle star my carriage when we ride. Keep me icy diamonds snowy white, snowy white, yeah. Nothing was sleeping on me. I didn't see what you see. You was the one applying the pressure. You was the one in my dreams. You were the one with the key. You found a way to make it all better. Oh, fairy tales don't grow up on the west side. We don't dream the dreams you see on screens. I'll always imagine that it's all fine, as long as I got you to make believe. Cause you give me purpose, you make it all worth it. Love got me feeling like I'm waking up, like a wish on a candle, a crown at a castle, like Cinderella, Ella, Ella. Cause we gon' make it happen every time.
Fluorescent blocker zone. What's up? Welcome back to the Comedy Cypher. Wrapping up with Coy Cook. Y'all go check in with that good brother, man. But we have another special guest on the Comedy Cypher today. The owner of Hot 702.5 FM. I affectionately call her Edna. She said you gotta love her to call her Edna. Let me tell you why I love her. Listen, I love her. Our relationship still got the tags on it. We just met somewhat recently, man, but just super dope. Y'all know, if you know me, I love entrepreneurship. I especially love black people in entrepreneurship. I especially love black women in entrepreneurship. As a father of two young black women that I am trying to train and instill in them that they can be literally anything in this world they want to be. Don't let anybody block them, stop them from their goals, their dreams, their ambition. I love to see the embodiment of that in real life. Oftentimes we see dope people and dope black stories on TV and they become more like mythological characters. But we got a beautiful black woman who came up in media and transitioned to own her own radio station, which I'm happy to be a part of with the Comedy Cypher. So y'all welcome the beautiful, talented, and recently newlywed Edna Carice.
Boy, you are something else, aren't you?
I am
Don't
something
tell
else.
everybody my government name.
I'm sorry. Y'all call her E.
Fine ass is actually my first name.
What is it?
Fine ass.
Fine ass. Like finance?
Fine ass.
Oh, fine ass. Okay, got you. Somebody think
Say
they're
it slow.
cute. Fine ass.
Okay, there you see.
Okay,
now
yeah.
we're on to something.
Here. We're on to something. All right.
We
That's what happened
definitely
when they feeling themselves, saying. So we're going to spend the rest of this interview taking a little bit of air out the balloon. Let me tell you what.
Goodness gracious.
That's what one of your eyebrows don't match the other one. You know? I was just
listen. He
Look,
talking
I made her
about y'all.
check.
He ain't talking about me, child.
Listen, let's get into it. We always banter back and forth every time we chop it up, man. But I want you to get your story out to the people on the Comedy Cypher. How did you grow to owning this station, 702.5 FM?
Oh man, listen. So in 2015, I decided that the company that I worked for was paying me too much money, and the math wasn't mathing. Okay, they were paying me a whole lot, and I'm like, how much are they making off of me?
Absolutely.
And so I decided to transition myself out, and I on January 31st, I left of 2016, and I started a business and marketing consulting firm, which is what I was doing. I was marketing executive, and that was pretty successful. And a lot of my clients were radio station owners. Okay. And so I was building plans, strategic plans to help them be successful. And that happened. And, I ended up being vested into another radio station. We had like 15 stations. And it just wasn't my vision. It was too old school, and I'm used to being in technology and, doing things a different way. And so I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to open my own station.
There you go.
And I did. And here we are, 4 million listeners in, and we're good.
Well, go ahead, drop that again. You did that way too. There's two things that you did too subtle, and I just want to let you know that there's a lot of people with GEDs that probably tune into the Comedy Cypher, so we're going to slow it down for the GED section. We're going to bring it
GED,
back.
Guys.
We're going to bring it back because you dropped a jewel that it would go over a lot of people's heads. You said you transitioned out of the corporate space because they were paying you too much money.
Correct.
And the foresight to think that if they're paying me this, what are they making off of my talent, off of my labor? Let me go be an entrepreneur to get a bigger piece of the pie.
Correct. Collect 100% of my dollars.
100%. Right. Yes, absolutely.
And I think that a lot of times, like, they say that, being into being in a 9 to 5 is like one of the worst things that you can get yourself involved in. It's because you're used to getting the check now every 2 weeks. It's going to deposit it. You're not worried about it. And then you don't worry about how much they actually, made off of you. So it's, I think that you just have to evaluate things. And it took me, time for me to just get it. I got a deposit one day. I was in Kansas City. I got a direct deposit. Every month I was probably making anywhere in between $18,000 to like $25,000 in a month.
See, some of y'all saints, y'all will look at that and be like, "Ooh, I'm making 18 stacks or 25 stacks a month. I'm good. I'm not doing it." And you would plateau. You put your feet up.
Yeah.
But what they say, there's a meme that floats around that says a paycheck is what they give you to trade your dreams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've been an entrepreneur since Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, you was out there hustling Girl Scout cookies?
I never tasted a Girl Scout cookie.
Really?
Don't get high off your own supply. I definitely want a bike, okay?
Really?
From selling
I'm going to pull up on you for some Thin Mints.
Listen to me, okay? But I've always had this entrepreneurial spirit in me, and I'm like,
that's it.
And I was an executive, a pretty high up executive. So it was, it got to that point. I'm like, can I be the CEO of this company? I don't have $1 billion. So, not right now. I don't have $1 billion. This guy has $1 billion.
Right.
So I probably won't get to that level if I continue in this spot. So.
And even then, when you're working under somebody else's brand, somebody else's umbrella, you're building their vision for their dreams.
Exactly.
You're still not tapping into yours.
Right.
And that's the sad thing I see about a lot of people. And entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And I never skew the conversation to say everyone should be doing this. But I just think about this from a level of pro-blackness, right? When we went through times where we couldn't do it, now every lane of opportunity is open for us to do it. And I see people still stifle themselves and block themselves from pursuing their dreams. So I always shout out people who are actually actively involved and engaged in their dream.
Yeah, but I think that, a lot of people have imposter syndrome. There's a lot of times where you don't think you can do it because you did not have examples in front of you to do so.
And that's why we got, not to cut you off, which I did, but that's why we got to have people like you in the spotlight. That's what I'm saying.
But I had people like me, before I even knew what entrepreneurship was. I had grandparents who owned businesses, and I had, let's talk about my government name, right?
Yeah.
So my great-grandmother lived in this town in Louisiana, and she was the first woman to have a car. She was the first. She owned her own plantation. Okay. And
wait a minute. You been saying stuff too smooth.
And she was the first.
She owned her plantation. Who worked for her? Awkward pause.
The kids work there.
I'm messing with you.
Seriously,
it's a family-owned business.
The kids was working there.
Let's change the word plantation. The story sound much better if you say she was a farmer.
We're going to use the correct words. We're going to use the words that it was.
She owned a plantation, and the family worked there.
It was some people who had family who worked there too.
Okay.
You know, they didn't work for free. See,
okay, yeah, I want to get that. Did they have a separate quarters out back?
But you know, I just think that, you know, just having certain examples, and the thing is that a lot of times people are afraid that they can't do it. Mm-hmm. And then too, they may have kids and they may, you know, be like, yeah, you know, I need to have this thing be consistent. You know, but I always say, hey, just go for it. What's the worst that could happen? You're not gonna, especially if you have some sort of family, you're not gonna be broke, you're not gonna be starving, you're not gonna be homeless. Yeah. And then too, when you become entrepreneur, you're responsible not to do all those things. So you're responsible to make sure you're responsible for yourself, not to make sure that you're broke, starving, or homeless. Right, and creating a lane of opportunity for other people. Yeah. I see. There's a comment in the section, or in the comment section, says we quit our 9 to 5 to work 24/7. I definitely don't work 24/7. Yeah, but I did. Okay. Like when I first started, because you have to. I tell people too, like when you become an entrepreneur, you become a professional troubleshooter. Yeah, that's really. I'm not a CEO. You wear all the hats. You wear all the hats. Yeah. So and then too, of course, you can delegate and you can, you know, find people that are going to help build your brand, you know, and they go work for you. But at the same time, like even if someone works with me, right, I encourage them to start their own business. I work to work with them as an entrepreneur to get to further their dreams, and that's what we absolutely have to do to not only inspire but encourage and use our platform as vehicles of opportunity for other people. So what's been the most fun part of the journey about owning your own radio station? Oh goodness, you obviously get to do it in your vision. Yeah, I mean some cool interviews. Who's cool? Besides me, all right. I interviewed Praz. Okay. Prior to prison. Prior to prison. That was interesting.
Say that 8 times.
He was a character.
Really? Shout out to Praz. I hope you're listening.
Yeah. Praz was a special character. Dame Dash, that was a good interview as well. I love me some Dame Dash, man. Shout out to Dame Dash, one of the great. I just posted something about him, sis. Yeah. Of modern day genius of our time. Yeah. Yeah, whether you like his approach or brashness or not. You know what? That's one reason why I moved forward with starting the radio station. He was on the Breakfast Club, and he said, he asked Charlamagne and DJ Envy. Right. He said, hey, can your kid come up here and DJ? Right. He's like, no, they can't because you don't own this. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, listen, my sister has a show about politics here. My brother can DJ. You know, my nephew owns the podcast studio next door. I think that, you know, that kind of was like, you know what, I'm doing the right thing. Family of entrepreneurs, man. Oh, black excellence in the flesh. Yeah, and then too, I feel like you have to be involved romantically with an entrepreneur. Well, shout out to my romantic involvement, my whole husband. Your husband, shout him out. Talk to us about. I think that's the first time I said that on air. Oh, you got a husband? Yeah, you're new. Hey, husband. Brand new married, ripping the tags on how you enjoying married life. It's good. It's good. Y'all rubbing each other's feet, making plans in the middle of the night. Always. That's what's up, man. Well, he found him a good one, man. I can tell you that right now. Sure did. Your husband's an entrepreneur too. Good brother, man. I just had an opportunity to connect with him over at one of his businesses. Very good dude. Y'all out here being a power couple. Yeah, we trying. You know what I mean? Jordan, we just make it happen. We just every day we just encourage each other and you know, just make things happen. Oh, there you go. Talk about my queen. All right, I see you. Yeah, I see you and your wife out. You know, that's a good thing. Like you see, like somebody working side by side, because sometimes people can get on your nerves. You know what I mean? Nah, absolutely. My wife and I have worked together in various capacities. Over 25 years we've been together, so we always got each other back, and she's right here building Black 11 with me. She's a partner, 100% partner in everything I do, man. But you gotta have that energy, and you gotta have a good person to build towards a collective. That's the married life, CEO, entrepreneur. What else do you do? What else do you do for fun out here in these streets? You say you have balance to your life. Traveling. I love to travel. That's probably the thing that I like to do most. But what's golf on your list? Where you going? Shoot. I mean, I can tell you where I've been. I don't know where I'm going next. Okay. But I do know where I'm going next. But I mean, I've been to Spain, Italy, France, Croatia. Costa Rica, Mexico. I do. And you know, I definitely want to explore the world again with my husband at this time.
My husband. See how she said husband? Look at y'all single chicks out there. Wish you could do it with my husband. Yes, that's what's up, man. So you mentioned you play golf. You slipped that in. Listen, I don't even like how she be slipping like stuff in the interview. You play golf too? How long you been a golfer?
Since I was 19, I took golf lessons because I became an executive very early.
You had to learn the white people's games. Man,
white people was out here playing golf, and I was like, I'm 19, and I'm a female, and I was in a male-dominated industry. Yep. So I decided I was going to take lessons, and there was a golf court, it wasn't a full course, but it was off of like Craig here in Vegas. It's no longer there. But I took lessons there like twice a week.
Golf is underrated. You got to learn the game. You got to learn that in those environments, in those situations, that's where business deals are struck and made.
And that's where you can hustle white people out of their money.
Let's
just talk about the real thing.
Right.
I mean,
you out there making big deals
because you go like me. I'm looking like me, going to go play golf.
Yep.
And they're thinking I can't play golf because I'm black, I'm a female.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay.
You out there out driving them, playing skins,
you listen,
getting bread.
Taking
See,
all of
y'all shooting dice in the corner, risking your lives on the street corner for $25. E. Carice out on the golf course getting $1,000 hole.
Listen, I'm telling you, I would hustle him every single time. I used to teach golf
too, yeah. I used to teach golf as part of when I was a grad assistant. Man, so shout out to golf.
Yes.
Golf helped me pay my bills while I was getting my PhD. I'm telling you, I went out there and taught swing techniques 7 o'clock in the morning for UNLV.
To tell you.
Yep, there you go. Look, see, that's always something new and dope that I learn about you every time we chop it up. Listen, we wind it down. We got a minute left in the show.
I feel like it was going to be a little bit more risky.
Well, no. We going to have you on again because you were supposed to be our... No, here's the thing. You're supposed to be our interesting MFer of the week, which you are.
I am every day.
Every day. We're going to have you back. We here every week. We ran out of time. You want me to go? The next time, we're going to get a little more and more risky. I don't want your husband finding out new things about you on this show. All right?
I don't think he can.
Nothing that he doesn't know about you already?
We have very open dialogue. I mean, I think we're going to learn about something new about each other every day.
Yeah.
But we have very open dialogue.
As was up. Well, I didn't want to get you in trouble. I know you got to go home today.
There's no trouble.
Ask you no risky
questions. Shout out to
questions.
the Aces. I'm definitely going to the Aces game.
Okay.
So those of you who are listening live, say what's up.
Check her out. I finally did. I finally got around to going. My daughters are weird. They don't want to do sports stuff. I used to take them to UNLV games. They want to sit in the suite and eat popcorn.
I mean, same.
So
at UNLV.
My wife is into sports, so she'll go with me. But I never got around to do it except for the other day. I'm like, and I've been working so much and been so busy that I said I want to get out and about more. But I love live sports.
Yeah.
All right. Too. You can catch us at the Aces game. It was a dope experience. You can catch us here each and every week, every Saturday on the Comedy Cypher. Edna, how can they check in with you?
This guy, they can't check in with Edna.
Y'all check in with Big E. Oh, fine ass E.
You know what? You can follow me on every single social media platform at eCarice. That's ECARRICE. And you can catch me every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. hot7025fm.com for the shady ass tea with my co-host, Sir.
The shady ass tea.
And I think we're bringing back the Morning Wood. So we've been getting a lot of questions about when's the Morning Wood coming back, so we'll be doing that too.
Y'all definitely check in with Carice and Hot 7025 and check in with the Comedy Cypher next week. Thank you to all of our guests this week. Courtney Cook. We had Adam Dominguez who's stuck out there in traffic and couldn't make it, and then our girl Carice, fine ass Carice Banks. All right, y'all catch us next week on the Comedy Cypher.